And oh, it's not playing. Come on. Here it is. Hey guys, it's Warriors NRL Fanatics here, back today with a live stream this afternoon. And joining me to discuss our all-time Warriors teams is Hold the Ball. So, Hold the Ball, welcome back to the channel. And, I'm looking forward to this chat with you to talk about our all-time Warriors teams where we, discuss it, give our reasons why we picked the players. But, welcome back to the channel.
Yeah, look, thanks for having me today. This is Hold the Ball, HTV. Thanks for having me on today. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure there'll be some very, surprise choices too, and that's fine. We'll have a discussion about them as well. But thank you.
All right, so we're going to get in now, and I'll let Hold the Ball start off with his all-time Warriors team, and then I'll go second. So, Hold the Ball. Why don't you take it away and give your all-time Warriors team?
Yep. So yes. Okay. No worries. So this is my 1 to 17 as well, and then I'll tell you guys my all-time coach as well. So for the fullback, I have Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who played 111 games for the Warriors. I've got for the wings Henry Fa'afili as well as Manu Vatuvei. Fa'afili playing 94 games, Vatuvei playing 226 games. For the tenses, I have Clinton Tupi as well as Jerome Ropati. So Tupi with 129 games, Ropati with 145. And then for the halves, I've gone with the double SJs. So that is Shaun Johnson, Stacey Jones. Shaun Johnson, 162 games, Stacey Jones, 261. For the props, I've gone Ruben Wiki as well as Steve Price. Ruben Wiki, 87 games, Steve Price, 91. And for the hooker, I've gone with Nathan Friend with 86 games played for the Warriors. For the second rows, I've got Ali Lawatiti with 115, as well as, in my opinion, the GOAT, Simon Mannering with 301 games. And I've got Michael Luck at lock for 150. Now, for the bench, this might get a bit interesting. I've got Reece Walsh at 14. I know he's a current player and he's a young and he's growing, but I have every faith in him that he's going to definitely cement his name in there. And he's done things that we haven't seen before in a Warriors jersey. This is the reality, so I'll put him in there. And then for the 15, I've got Ben Matulino, 212 games played. And 16 is Arwin Gutenbiel with 107. And then last but not least, I've got Campion with 44 games. And the all-time coach, look, you can't go past Ivan Cleary. So Ivan Cleary for me. That is my all-time Warriors, 1 to 17.
All right, so that's not a bad team, actually. I really like it. Some very interesting selections, but let's go into my one now. And fullback, I'm going to go with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. On the wing, now I found this one very tough to do, actually, but I'm going to go with Kevin Locke on the wing. And in the centres, I'm going to go with Jerome Ropati and Clinton Topi. And on the other wing, I've gone with the beast, Manu Vatuvei. And in the halves, I'm going with Stacey Jones and Shaun Johnson. And my prop, I've gone with Ruben Wiki and DJ Marsh. And my position is Price and of Ali Lautiti and Simon Mannering. And the lock is Michael Luck. So that's my 13. Onto the bench now. Lance O'Hire, Kevin Campion, Mark Tukey, and this one might be a surprise for a lot of people. And I've gone with Ben Matulino to take the 17. So that's my selections. But Hold the Ball. Why have you gone with your team? Give us your reasons.
Yeah, look. Honestly, I've gone with a team that I suppose sort of made inroads around the early 2000s and probably mid 2000s as well. And I'm also picked a team that sort of again made dents during
Yep.
that 2008, 9, 10, 11 season, right? So both 2002 as well as 2011, and obviously with Reed Walsh as well. It's about looking into the future. So that's the reason why I picked it. Again, obviously, these players to me stood out. They definitely made their mark one way or another, and they definitely, in my opinion, led the way. And I think changed and cultivated Warriors rugby league as we know it. But obviously, again, with Reece Walsh only playing 10 games, I thought, look, I have a lot of faith in him. I do believe he can be something great, and this is just the beginning. So, yeah, that's the reason why I picked the team. Again, picking the strong points from the 2000s as well as the 2011 on. So, yeah.
Yeah, so look, the reason why I've gone with this, look, I think you got some pretty good players. You got Manu the Beast Vadavai. Manu's done a lot. A lot for New Zealand Rugby League. He's done a lot for the Warriors. He's also played for Tonga as well, I believe. So he's had a great career. I know he's had a few controversial things going on right now. Manu. So I mean, look, besides that, he's been a great player. He's probably one of our highest try scorers, Manu Vadavai, so he's right up there. And, as with the halves, Stacey Jones, absolute legend, one of my favourite players growing up watching. So, he was one I really much enjoyed looking up to and watching. So, I mean, look, the general, Stacey Jones, little general, as they know him, the main reason why I picked him in the halves is because you can't leave him out of the team. So, Stacey Jones, one of the greatest players in the Warriors, one of the greatest players that I've ever seen. Him as well. Sean Johnson, you could say is a little bit, debatable. It could be a bit debatable because how long has he been at the Warriors? Not for too long, but still, Sean Johnson. No, he's when he debuted for the Warriors back in 2011, was 2011. He made a part in that. He played a massive part to get us fine. You can't argue the case that Sean Johnson should be in this team. I think he should be, but that people might have different perspectives on that. But that's why I've gone with Sean Johnson. And also, look, I think the props like Ruben Wiki and Steve Price, absolute legends, great players in their own right. So, yeah, I mean, look, what can you say about those two players? Steve Price, he did a great chat with LaRue and Hammer like a couple of weeks ago, and it went for like around 3 hours. So, it was quite an interesting chat, that one. And you also got Ruben Wiki, one of the great New Zealand Rugby League, a great player in general. And, he's always been a legend of the game, Ruben Wiki. So that's one of my reasons why I've gone with my prop selections. And then the bench, I thought the bench was a bit hard to do, actually. I found the bench very difficult. I was up to one spot, and I think Lance Ohio, he was a specialist in all positions. He could play fullback, hooker. He could play any position, Lance Ohio. He even played in the halves once as well. And, I mean, look, Mark Tukey and Kevin Campion, other great players as well, great legends of the game. I think Mark Tukey as well, especially, I think is one of the cult heroes, Mark Tukey. So, yeah, that's why I've gone with my selections. And, look, I think it's a balanced side. I think my team's a balanced side. I think yours team's a balanced side. But what changes do you think I can use or agree with my team?
Oh, it's sorry. Can you just repeat that again one more time, Fanatics?
Oh, sorry. My team. What would you change? Like, would you change anything, or do you actually agree with my team? Or
look, I like your team personally. I can't. I don't think there's any issues with your team personally. Again, you've picked in my opinion anyway, a definite solid team, and obviously they'll definitely make some good gains. If they actually did play a game or two. So no, man, it's all good. No, sweet as, bro. So you're right.
Yep. The Dib fam has joined. It says hi, hold the ball and Warriors NRL Fanatics.
Yeah, look.
How's it going, the Dib fam?
Hey.
But yes, so that's. Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, Fanatics. I may have misunderstood you asking me to explain my squad. I sort of gave you like the gist, but if you wanted me to talk about the players I selected and why, I can probably just do that just quickly as well.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. So look, I picked Henry Fa'afili. We all know the cornrows and the way he used to run and score a try, right? And he'd do like the coconut celebration, right? He'd like score a try, then crack it, and then give it a good little drink as well. I used to like watching that as a kid. I used to even when I was a kid myself, I would go and play some league, and every time I scored a try, I'll copy the same celebration. So I really enjoyed watching him, and I'll definitely say it was part of my childhood growing up with the Warriors. Again, look, Fanatics, you touched on it. Watube as well, the beast, the best, in my opinion, the best winger we've ever had and will probably ever have. 226 games, multiple tries. I do believe he leads the Warriors, and there's an interesting sort of a NRL sort of record that he holds that not many people do know, but I believe he is now this may have been beaten, I'm not sure, but I do believe he is the all-time record holder for the most consecutive seasons as well as 10 plus scores, if that makes sense. So for every season he's played for 10 years, he scored 10 plus tries. I believe he's the only one who holds that record. But on top of that as well, what he's given to the game, cannot be replicated. Again, the two SJs, Sean Johnson, hey, you could probably argue and put in Maloney, right? But I guess in saying that, Sean Johnson, purely because he stuck with us through the hard times too, and you know what, he's coming back, so there's a bit of that bias as well in me, so I selected him there. Stacey Jones, again, from the 90s to the 2000s, then he had a little mini comeback as well in 2009. You can't go past him as well. Again, in terms of being a half player, probably the best ever half that's played for us, I reckon. Ruben Wiki as well as Steve Price, these guys here definitely led up front. And again, Steve Price as well, I reckon made a lot of impact for the Warriors coming in 2005. And as a young kid myself at the time watching him, I definitely enjoyed it and enjoyed watching him as well as Ruben Wiki. And we all remember that big hit up he did against Soliola, right? Where he ran from the back fence all the way up and just basically knocked out Soliola, unfortunately. So it was a good hit up there. Again, Lawatiti, they sort of call him the magician, right? The guy who did it before Sonny Bill did, right? He was awesome to watch, defensively good, but ball in hand too. I think he definitely shaped the game in regards to the way he used to play the ball, right? He was someone I used to love watching, and I definitely wish we had some back rows who could replicate what he used to do. For me personally as well, I had Mannering for obvious reason. We all know why. Mannering is in my opinion, the greatest Warrior to have ever repped the jersey. So couldn't leave him out. Michael Luck as well, the hard man, did all the dirty stuff, and we loved him for it, right? And then obviously Walsh, Matalino, and Goodsonville as well as Campion. Again, the last three, just because they've had experience, they've definitely made gains in the Warriors, and definitely enjoyed what they've done. And again, back to Walsh. Getting there, just again back to Walsh. He's currently playing. I do believe he is the franchise player now that RTS has gone. Especially, he is the future of the Warriors team, whether you like it or not. 19 years of age and only growing, obviously, and he'll learn. And I'll put him in the all-time team purely because of that. He is the franchise now, I think, anyway. And fingers crossed, he'll take us to the promised land in a few years' time. So that is my team. Sorry to take your time, bro.
Yep. Yeah. Well explained, actually. Well explained on your all-time Warriors team. So, yeah, there's always going to be a hard one to do, always to all-time Warriors team, because, look, there are some great names out there, and, maybe people might say, there hasn't been some great times for the Warriors over the years, but still, we've had some great players, and we have produced some great players, and people might argue that players come to the Warriors and, ruin their. I don't necessarily agree with that comment, because, that is all on the Warriors, not particularly on that player. So, yeah, look, is there things you want to talk about with because we've still got a bit of time. Actually, I think we've got a bit of time. So
yeah,
if you've got anything else you want to talk about,
yeah. How about we just sort of bring this up because I don't think we did sort of explain it. What about your all-time coach of the Warriors?
Oh yeah, that's right. So my all-time coach, no doubt about it, still, pisses me off a lot how we didn't keep him. I've always been a fan of Ivan Cleary. I know West Tigers fans aren't because yeah, I mean Ivan Cleary, he's been one of our greatest. Daniel Anderson as well. He took us to the 2002 grand final there, but for me it's got to be Ivan Cleary, no doubt about it. And yeah. What are your thoughts on Ivan?
Yeah, look, I'm the same as well. Obviously, again, or even going back to Anderson too. Again, both coaches I definitely remember as well. Growing up as a kid, watching the Warriors play when I was younger. But yeah, I've got to give this one here to Ivan Cleary again, just because we were just such a, I guess, consistent team, or at least somewhat under him, and we saw some very good times, right? And yeah, we sort of made it near the promised land. Unfortunately, not going there the whole way, but again, he took us there, and yeah, again, full credit to him and what he's done for the Warriors then, and I suppose looking at it now, just what could have been too, but that's just the way it goes, eh?
Yeah, exactly. Just reading through some of the viewers' comments. So, yeah, welcome to all the viewers joining. So, Naz Williams says, agree with Simon Mannering, was just thinking that and watching highlights of Mannering the other night. Defensive king Mannering. Yeah, exactly. Naz Williams.
Yeah.
Right. And I was fortunate last game, New Zealand. I was living back in New Zealand in 2018. So, yeah, 2018, I was fortunate enough to go and watch him play his last game against the Canberra Raiders there. So it was before the finals kicked off. So, I was very lucky to be able to watch him in his last game. And I had that, Simon Mannering, he was such a great and, very underrated player in my opinion. So, yeah, what is your thoughts on Simon Mannering as a player?
Look, very loyal to the Warriors. No doubt if he went to another team that was competing, we're looking at him, he's probably a multi-time premiership player. That's what I think about Simon Mannering, right? And yeah, look, yep. I think in terms of defense, in terms of what he gave the team, he was so good, I think. Again, I probably question his captaincy just purely, again, from a vocal point. But I mean, in terms of stand-up leadership, in terms of giving it his all week in, week out, win or loss, we saw it again. He had the heart of a champion. And for me personally, he is as I said before, he is the greatest Warriors player to have ever, and I mean ever, put on that Warriors jersey, bar none. I don't think there's anyone that comes close to Simon Mannering for what he's given the team and what he's given New Zealand Rugby League and the Warriors. Again, we're talking about somebody who could have been a multi-time premiership winner, but was always loyal to the Warriors. So again, that is my thoughts on him. I think very highly of Simon Mannering.
Yeah, he's one of the legends, those players. Simon Mannering, you can say Stacey Jones as well as Pete Price, all those players, they were legends. They were absolute legends of the game for me, for the Warriors. So, yeah, just a comment here by Jaden White. And it says here, Reece Walsh definitely has the potential to be one of the best Warriors players ever. He has similarities in his gameplay to Kalyn Ponga. Hopefully he can pick it up. Hopefully he can keep it up and grow in the Warriors jersey. So, yeah, what do you think of that comment?
Look, that's a fair comment. I definitely believe that. And, yeah, look, Jaden's definitely spot on, especially in regards to that comparison with Kalyn Ponga. However, in saying that too, I do see some things that Reece Walsh does, and I suppose vice versa with Ponga, that they do that obviously the others can't replicate. And again, with Reece Walsh, right, 10 games in, he's already shown us some brilliance that I think hasn't been shown before in a Warriors jersey. If I'm just being honest with you, that sort of ad-lib footy, that sort of eyes up just right there and then, sort of playing off the ball. Yeah, look, I think it's amazing. And again, yeah, definitely big future for the Warriors, I hope. And That's why I put him up in my all-time team, just purely based on potential. So the world's his oyster. So we'll see what happens.
Yep. And Naz Williams says Simon Mannering had State of Origin written all over him. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely, he did. Absolutely, he did. Again, look, I don't want to keep on harping on about him because you know how I feel for him, but he absolutely did, hands down.
Yeah, exactly. You argue the case that Simon Mannering was one of the best players for me. You know, he's one of the best players I've ever seen too, as well. So, you know, there's been some great Warriors players, but Simon Mannering, very underrated. No one talked about him too much, and you know, he's just gone about his business, Simon Mannering. So, yeah, I just really rated him, Simon Mannering, actually, as a player. So, yeah.
I hope
if you guys got any comments.
Yeah, so I was just going to say just quickly, I hope we can get more Simon Mannerings in the future, right? That'll be good.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. So if you guys got any more comments or questions, just put them through to the live chat there. So yeah, if there's anything else you want to talk about, or is there anything else you want to, you know, there's been a haka today for Roger Tuivasa.
Yep.
Check and listen. I want to talk about that. Or...
Yep. Yeah, look, there we can. If you don't mind, I'll probably start off with a kickoff here. Look, again, it was, you know, very emotional scenes seeing Roger and Amal go. Again, obviously, we understand the main guy is Roger here, but we still can't, you know, forget Amal in the process. But in saying that, look, it was emotional to see him go. There goes our captain. You know what I mean? Like, our captain's gone, eh? And it sort of leaves the Warriors again with more questions than answers as per usual. Now, I did an opinion piece on this recently, and I still stick by it in that I believe that he can go and that he's within his rights. Obviously, last year as well, when he wanted to go, he didn't. He started out with the boys, so on and so forth, and I thought that was great. But I guess now that I think about it, and I've got to choose my words carefully here, you know, I get the season is over, right? But it's like we are in a bit of trouble now in regards to players that are available, players that are potentially available, and injuries that may or may not happen. And again, look, I understand why he's gone, and I full credit to him. I'm not going to say he can't, but you know, again, it's just like from the Warriors' perspective, it's a big hole to fill that I don't think will be filled. And again, for me personally, just leaves more questions for me personally than answers. And yeah, he'll be missed, but I just mixed emotions on it personally. Now that I think about it, like really think about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss him. Oh man, look, watching that haka today got me feeling a bit sad actually, and you know,
yeah,
it was very emotional, and the haka, and you know, even you had all these other NRL players doing it as well. So you know, full respect to all the other NRL players that did that. Actually, full respect to them because you know, just what the NRL community is all about. So. You know, you saw Rot there, and you saw Lisa and Mel. You saw the whole Warriors players as well as some other players do that haka for them. So it's very special actually. I love watching the haka. Great to see the culture. You know, yeah. I mean, I've just felt about it. It was sad. It was very sad, and you know, I've got to say though, Roger, you know. True leader, true captain. You know, he's, you know, maybe not had the results on the field. You know, in terms of Warriors, people might argue. You know, I watched a video today. Big shout out to these guys. It's Shut the Gates podcast. So go check them out. Those guys are legends. You know, they did great content, great videos, and they did a video on Roger Tuivasa Sheck. I found some points very interesting. I did disagree with some of the points, but they were fair enough. They made their points. So, look, when I watched that, you know, I watched it. They said some interesting stuff. And if you guys want to go and check that out, go check it out. Actually, go give it a watch, and yeah, go like their videos, and you know, go watch it. But Yeah, I mean, I thought it was quite an interesting chat actually, and some interesting points made. I don't know if you watched it. What do you think of the video that Chuck Gates did? They had a chat about Roger and whether he should have stayed in the Roosters or whether he should have stayed a bit longer.
Yeah. I watched the video myself and I commented on it. Look, I think with all opinions, right? It's great to see and hear what they have to say and sort of take it in from different perspectives, right? I thought they made some really valid points. Sure, there were some points I disagreed with, but I mean, generally speaking, I mean, I can't really fault them there, especially when they're talking about his career at the Roosters, right, and what could have been. I definitely believe if Roger Tuivasa-Sheck stuck it out with the Roosters, he's a three-time premiership winner and probably wins the Dally M probably a lot earlier than 2018. But in saying that as well, there's the other side of the coin too, right, where you got to look at it where joining the Warriors, he was thrown that captaincy and he's experienced some really, really low lows with us, right? Like, it's been pretty tough, from a player who's come from the Roosters to go to the Warriors. I'm pretty sure he's hit some really all-time lows in regards to what he wanted to achieve. But in saying that too, I reckon he's also learned a lot of things too that he probably couldn't have learned at the Roosters, right? And I'm not saying that you're going to take that over premierships, but it is what it is. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, to me, of their own opinion and stuff. Look, it is what it is, as I said. You can't really fault him, but in saying that, I reckon he's probably built a bit more character for what he's done at the Warriors. But these I don't disagree. There's definitely a multi-time premiership winner in Roger Tuivasa-Sheck had he stayed with the Roosters. That's what I think.
Yeah, but that for me, that's not on Roger, like the club, because when he signed with the Warriors had massive potential. They bought a Kiwi spine, so it really annoyed me because they bought Isaac Luke. They had Shaun Johnson, they had Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and they were hyping that up so much. They're like, oh, surely this is the spine to take the Warriors to the next level, and that didn't turn out to be the case. Isaac Luke, he got injured a lot. He had one good year for me, Isaac Luke, and then you had Shaun Johnson, who had inconsistent at his best at times. And then Shaun Johnson got injured as well. I think Shaun Johnson, I know it's a bit off topic, but Shaun Johnson, his best footy was in 2011. And from there on, he just, when he got that injury, man, it was a couple of years ago, I think it was or something like that. But I think that was when we saw the best of Shaun Johnson. After that, it was just complete downfall from there for me. And then, obviously the Warriors wanted to move Shaun Johnson on. So I'm not too sure what you think about that, but that's what I think. So
yeah, a whole heap of water should have cut on
comments.
Yeah,
and exactly. I think with Roger, what he did was he came to the club. The club was going through a rough patch actually, so he came at the worst time. The club was going through a rough patch of form. I believe that 2017 was probably our worst year, 2017, because we went on that losing streak. And then 2018, it all turned around. And, that's Roger found his best form, actually, in 2018. So he got the captaincy role. I don't remember what year it was. Was it? Yeah, I don't know if you remember what year it was, Roger, when he got the captaincy role there. So I think, with the Warriors, that Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, since I think he's been great, actually. Been great. Accolades, premiership. He's won a premiership. I think he has premiership. From besides that, he hasn't really gone further after that. So, yeah, I mean, look, I like to wish Roger all the best, but yeah. In saying that, with Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, I know this is a bit off topic here, but the Paul Kent comments. Now, I want to hear your thoughts on it. What's your thoughts on it? Did you see the comments by Paul Kent?
Yeah, I did.
On Roger?
Yeah. Look, I did. I definitely disagree with the whole soldier comparison thing. I think that's way off. Yeah, that's just way off left field. That one there. I don't agree with that. But he look, and like I said, in regards to what Rogers done for the club, I wholeheartedly support his decision to go early. And my understanding is that there was probably some, I guess, rugby union sort of influence there that potentially may have influenced his decision, which is fair enough. But look, that's not to really disregard Paul Kent completely. You know, he made some stupid comments, but there was one comment he sort of brought up, which I thought was valid. And obviously, that's the contract stuff there. And again, understanding what Rogers done. But hey, like for me, I'm not going to go all the way in and sort of just, you know, I guess completely disagree with Paul Kent there. But just that pure point about the contract, speaking solely on the contract context, I think he made a valid point there. And that's why I said I'm a bit. I understand he's gone. I understand why. Obviously, the Warrior season's over, but. Yeah, in hindsight, now looking forward in hindsight, now you mentioned 2017 being the worst season. I disagree. I think we could be potentially looking down the barrel of the worst season in Warriors history if we keep going down the way we are, because we've never had a wooden spoon before, and the way we're going, we could potentially be getting it. The Bulldogs are quite hit and miss, but hey, they're not the worst performing team, I don't think anyway, so... We'll see what happens there, but look, just to go back to it, just purely from that contract point, that's the only part I agree with him. Everything else I think was unnecessary. But that contract point, you know, he's with us. He probably could have stuck it out. Possibly, we definitely could have used him. That's for sure. Like obviously the season's over, but we definitely could have used him. You know, so yeah, that's why I stand. But in saying that, like I said, despite that, obviously. I'm happy, you know, he can do his thing and go back to New Zealand and carry on his new chapter.
Yeah. Anyway, so moving to our Chic Talk now. We've done a bit about it already. I did a video about it today as well, so I go check that out. I did a video talking about his career in numbers, so like stats and you know his career in general. Check that out. Go check that back out on the channel, but. Yeah, moving on from the Roger to our Chic Talk, and this comment here from one of the viewers here. I'm just reading through all these comments, so bear with me here. So CNX.Clutsty, sorry if I said that wrong. I messaged you on what do you think about the squad's fitness and defence. So ask Ball as well if he wants to chime in here. What do you think? So what do you think about the squad's fitness and defence this year?
Look, you know, I think you and I can probably both agree on our thoughts about the defense. It's just not on it. It's quite poor, honestly. There's probably not too much to say. The results speak for themselves. As for the fitness, well, I think the boys are actually generally fitter. I mean, we can run around a lot, obviously. We're tackling a lot. So that sort of somewhat has to come into play. Yeah, look, it's not much to say there. I'm sure, you know, the fitness is there, I think, somewhat. But in terms of defense... There's not much to say there, eh? So.
Yeah, I mean, look, I got not much to say really. To be honest, it's just defence has just been ordinary, and you know, I think you know it's all down to the defensive coach and what the defensive coach does. And I personally think, you know, I think it's Justin Morgan's working the defence there at the club, and I personally think he's not doing a good job here. So. Yeah, I think our defence has been a little bit ordinary. I know last year defence was actually all right for a bit. I think it was all right from what I remember. So, yeah, defence not great. It's not great. So, yeah, Daniel Sexton says our defence is lacking and we need to improve our defence. Exactly right. Dennis says here, Kent is a fuckhead. Hey, Nays Williams says, if you're to make it to the NRL or anywhere close, you're a champion and the man. But who would be the one player, in your guys' opinion, that you thought didn't deserve a spot in top side for the Warriors? Which I find is a very good question, Nays Williams. What do you think on this one? Hold the ball.
Oh, look, it's one of those questions I probably prefer not to answer. I don't know. look, we've seen a
Yeah.
few, I guess, unfortunate players put on the jersey, so to speak. I think it's probably the best way to say it. Again, look, anyone who represents NRL, look, Nazi touches well on it. You know, you're awesome, you've made it. But look, in terms of the Warriors, look, I'm just going to say that there are a few players that haven't probably performed up to par overall, and I think I'll probably just leave it at that. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't point anyone on the spot here, so I'm not going to say it. It says, Naz Williams says here, no hate, just wondering. Don't have to answer. Yeah, I'm not going to answer that one. So apologies for that, but not say. But Harry says here, I'll just read some of these. Just keep scrolling through. Where is it? It's loading. Oh, it's coming now. Jack O'Hari says, factors when somebody barely wants to move on, it is best to let them go.
Yep.
And another comment here. Another comment as it loads.
Yeah. No, yep, that's a valid comment.
Yep. D has been ordinary, but so 2 games, everything gone. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
We have gone backwards majorly. It's not even funny. Like the Warriors from last year, obviously, you know, with circumstances considering, we weren't even well prepared and we played better last year than when we have this year being more prepared and more assets as well, mind you. It's look, those close games are always going to come back and haunt us, but the reality is, if you want to be in contention, you just got to win those games. And because we haven't, we're here now and we're talking about those missed opportunities. But yet again, it just adds more to that Warriors sort of unfortunate stereotype, which is we just can't get the job done.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. But look, what else you want to talk about? Like, is there any other things you want to talk about before we end the live chat?
Yeah. Look, one more point as well before we go. What about your thoughts on the Shaun Johnson injury and what that sort of what were your thoughts about it with him coming next year? Again, that's always been the main concern. So yeah, explain. What are your thoughts?
Look, right now I'm a bit worried, obviously, but concerned because we know Shaun Johnson's had a bit of a past history of injury. I think he's I don't prognosis of the injury. I don't know too much about it, but I think he should be okay for the preseason. Look, it's we're in August now, so look, I think if he misses the rest of the season, he probably might miss a couple games. I don't know if he might miss a few games or not in the off season. I'm not too sure there whether there'll be any preseason games. I'm not too sure about that one, but what do you think about it? Are you concerned about Shaun Johnson getting concerned about it?
Yeah, look, I am concerned, obviously. Again, we're going to be relying on this guy to be our main focal point of attack next year, aren't we? With him positioning himself at halfback or fiveback, whatever it is. We just know he'll be the main focus, I think, anyway. Look, that was always my greatest concern. It wasn't necessarily about Shaun Johnson coming back. Yeah, that's cool, nostalgia and all, sure. But it's always been the injury. And look, having the hamstring again, I think it was, injuring it again at the Sharks, and I think his season is over, rumored. Yeah, look, that makes me a bit hesitant. And again, like I said, I want to see Shaun Johnson play just like every other Warriors fan, but that is the main concern, because if he goes down again and he does something, or let's say it's reoccurring and it's a consistent thing for the next 2 years, then what? That's the only concern. Besides that, I respect him and admire him as a player, but the injuries have always been, I guess, the the knife in the back, so to speak, for the Warriors with him anyway. That's always been the thing that's always kept on reoccurring. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah. I think right now it's hard to say. Obviously, it's hard to say because we don't know the extent of the injury. So yeah, man, I'm hoping that it's not too serious. I'm hoping he's not out for too long and he can train with the boys in the preseason. It's important to get into the preseason and get ready. So, but anyway, I'd like to thank the Ball for coming on the channel. Very appreciate him for coming on for a bit. So thanks to everyone as well for joining. Thanks everyone for tuning in and watching and putting your comments through in the live chat. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and you like the video as well. Like the video, comment back if you are watching this one later. Give your thoughts on how you think the chat went. And now, go check out Hold the Balls channel. Go subscribe to this channel. But before I go, we'd like to congratulate Hold the Ball on 200 subscribers. 200 subscribers yesterday, last night. So big congratulations to Hold the Ball for reaching that landmark. Awesome achievement. And totally deserved job there. So go check out Hold the Ball's channel. Go subscribe and go give us videos a watch. And we'll be doing more of these chats again. Definitely be doing more of these chats. Hold the Ball. So, any words before we say goodbye?
Yeah, look, thank you again for today, and it was actually great to talk about the all-time Warriors list. And look, with my list, I definitely stick by that one there. But thanks again for the opportunity, and thanks again for the good chat and discussion. And look, as I don't normally do this, but as Fanatic said, look, give me a follow. 200 plus yesterday was a pretty cool achievement. But looking forward to discussing more Fanatics as it'll be great. So thank you again.
No worries. And once again, thanks to Hold the Ball for coming on the channel. And thanks to everyone for tuning in and watching and putting your comments in, interacting with us. So thanks guys for watching. Like I said, I will be doing more live chats. So I've got someone already planned on the channel on Friday. So tune in for that one Friday night. I've got a bit of a special guest from one of the podcasts, West Tigers Life podcast. So it's called West Lives Podcast. And I had a chat with them today and they hooked me up with someone. So thanks for them for hooking them up. Thanks for them for hooking me up with someone. So it'd be great. It'd be great to have a chat with a West Tigers supporter. So I'm looking forward to that, reviewing the West Tigers game after the game. So tune in for that one Friday night. And also, go and give me a subscribe to this channel as well. Like the video, like I said. And thanks guys for tuning in and have the rest of the week. And go the Warriors. Hopefully the Warriors can get a win on Friday night. But cheers guys for watching and see you all for the next video.